Hi students, we are talking about the role of microbes in human welfare. In that aspect, we have to know more about the microbes as a biofertilizer. So many microbes are acting as biofertilizers, just increasing the nutrient content of the soil, thereby promoting the growth of the plants. Now what are biofertilizers? So these are the formulations of living microorganisms. Which increase the nutrient quality of the soil. Normally, these biofertilizers increase the physico-chemical properties of what is called actually the soil, such as soil structure, soil texture, that is water holding capacity, then cation exchange capacity and pH, by providing several nutrients as well as what we have the organic matters insufficient. That's about what we have actually the biofertilizers and its uses. Now we have, that is, what are the sources of biofertilizers? We have the main sources of biofertilizers in the form of bacteria, in the form of fungi, and also in the form of cyanobacteria, otherwise called the blue-green algae. Now, one best example, you know that one, Rhizobium, a symbiotic nitrogen-fixing bacteria found in the root nodules of leguminous plants. The plants which produce what we have actually the cereals and pulses, particularly pulses. Okay, so the main sources of biofertilizers are bacteria, fungi and cyanobacteria. Now Rhizobium is a classical example of symbiotic nitrogen-fixing bacteria that live in the root nodules of leguminous plants, which fix atmospheric nitrogen directly into the soil as nitrates. Now this bacterium infects the root nodules of leguminous plants and fix atmospheric nitrogen into organic form. That's about the role of what is called actually this Rhizobium, the important symbiotic bacteria which increases the soil fertility by fixing the atmospheric nitrogen and converting it into organic form in the soil. Okay, that's about one Rhizobium. Now we have to go for other examples. Now the free-living soil bacteria such as Acetobacter and also Azospirillum are also acting as biofertilizers because they have the ability of fixing atmospheric nitrogen and increases the nitrogen content in the soil in the form of nitrates or nitrites. Then, what is mycorrhiza? Now there is a symbiotic association that exists between a fungus and the roots of the plants, and that is called what is known as mycorrhiza. So the association between a fungus and the roots of the plants is called what is known as mycorrhiza. It is otherwise called a symbiotic association. If you want to write also the symbiotic association, mutual benefits. The symbiotic association between the fungus and the roots of the plants is called what is known as mycorrhiza. We have many examples. One such example, we have the genus Glomus mycorrhiza. There are many members of genus Glomus. That is one of the fungus which exhibit mycorrhiza association with the roots of higher plants. Now what are the benefits of mycorrhiza? What are the benefits of mycorrhiza to the plants? Okay, number one. The fungus in these associations increases the absorptive ability of the plants. They absorb the phosphorus content from the soil and transfer to the plant, thereby increasing the absorptive power of the root system in plants. And also, the plants having such associations have or shown the following benefits. One, they show resistance to the root-borne pathogens, disease-causing pathogens found in the roots. The second one, tolerance to salinity, the salt content of what is called the soil, and also drought. During drought conditions and also just against the salinity, it provides actually protection to the roots of the higher plants. And also, it enhances what is that one? The plant growth and the development. It enhances plant growth and development. So these are all the benefits to the plant, the higher plants, having this mycorrhiza in the root system. So myco means you know that one fungus, rhizoids referring to the minute roots. So the association between the root and the fungus is called mycorrhiza, and the benefits what the plants they have. These are all the benefits. Okay, now let's go for another biofertilizer, Cyanobacteria and its role. Now let us see the role of Cyanobacteria as biofertilizer. You know Cyanobacteria, otherwise called blue-green algae, these are all prokaryotes, free-living organisms. They have the ability of fixing atmospheric nitrogen. Some notable examples are nostoc, oscillatoria. Okay, then Anabina. So Anabina just found also in one fungus, aquatic fungus Azurla. Anabina azurla, found in aquatic fungus, acts as a biofertilizer. And also we have Tolipothrics. These are the best known examples of Cyanobacteria. Now the importance of these Cyanobacteria can be known or realized. In water-logged, what we have, the paddy fields, in which they can grow and multiply and fix the atmospheric nitrogen. There is a molecular nitrogen. In addition to that one, the cyanobacteria are also example for secreting certain growth factors in the form of hormones, the plant hormones. The plant hormones are otherwise called as growth regulators. Number 1, indole-3 acetic acid at IAA. Number 2, indole-3 butyric acid IBA. Number 3, what is called naphthalene acetic acid NAA. Along with we have the proteins, vitamins, amino acids. These are all the growth factors secreted by cyanobacteria of different species. And these growth factors are responsible for promoting growth in plants and also responsible for plant production, that is a yield. So they are not only responsible for the plant growth and also for the plant yield. There is a role of cyanobacteria. Okay. Now, normally these organisms are used in organic farming. And I want to tell you what is organic farming, what are the key notes for organic farming in that chapter, in that lesson. Biofertilizers are commonly used in what is called organic farming. What is organic farming? So it is a technique which involves simply the cultivation of plants and the rearing of animals through natural methods and natural ways without any synthetic materials or synthetic procedure. Then this process involves the use of biological materials, the natural ones, avoiding what we have the synthetic materials. What for? To maintain the soil fertility and ecological balance, thereby preventing pollution and what we have the wastage. That's about what is called organic farming. Now we have to know about what is called key points for organic farming. Just 4 points given in the book. I'll explain just now. So organic farming is a natural ways of cultivation of plants and rearing of animals. Now what are the key features of organic farming? Number 1, protecting soil quality. How? So this is number 1 key features of what is called actually the organic farming. That is nothing but protecting soil quality. How? By using organic materials and by encouraging biological activity. This is number 1. Number 2, indirect provision of crop nutrients. So the nutrients are provided not directly by humans but with the help of microorganisms. That is called indirect provision, providing nutrients to the plants indirectly with the help of microorganisms. That is the second one, indirect provision of crop nutrients. The third one, nitrogen fixation in soil with the help of leguminous plants with the help of what is called nitrogen fixing bacteria. So the third one under this organic forming nitrogen fixation in soil using legumes with the help of microbes, just like for example rhizobium, etc. The last one, weed and pest control, the very important one to prevent the damage to the plants. So weed and pest control based on certain methods. What is called number one, that is crop rotation. Rotating the crop, not actually the same crop being cultivated. We are rotating the crop, one time paddy, one time what we have gingerly like that one, or groundnut. Then biological diversity. That is nothing but the differences among the different varieties of plants. The natural predators, for example, in the form of what we have some insects acting as predators, killing for example the larval forms, they are protecting the plants. We already seen for example the lepidopteran insects, we have the ladybird beetle. These are all the natural predators. They are killing what is called the organisms which damage the plants. So that is natural predators. Then use of organic manures instead of using what is called fertilizers. That is the next one. Then suitable thermal, chemical and biological interventions. So we have to provide a suitable temperature, suitable chemicals, not in the form of what is called naphtha-based fertilizers, not in the form of inorganic fertilizers. We have to provide the chemicals which will not affect the growth of the plants and biological interventions. These are all the different methods which are considered as the key features for organic farming. So with that I concluded the role of microbes as fertilizers, what is called the biofertilizers, because we are getting the fertilizer, the organic matter, only through the microorganisms, hence called biofertilizers. Okay, with this I conclude, have to go for the next one, bioremediation, the last part of the lesson, in the next class.